News 2 is your local election headquarters. We have team coverage across the Lowcountry tonight, covering key races and keeping an eye on new developments.
But first, Lieutenant Governor Pamela Evette and Attorney General Alan Wilson advanced to the Republican primary runoff election for governor in South Carolina. Voters have gathered with Evette to watch the results come in tonight.
Kelsey O'Donnell with our sister station in downtown Greenville is at that watch party and has the latest.
Early polls showing that we are headed to a runoff in 2 weeks for South Carolina's next governor. Lieutenant Governor Pamela Evette and Attorney General Alan Wilson gaining a lot of traction here tonight in the state of South Carolina when it comes to those voters. We're here in Greenville at Lieutenant Governor Pamela Evette's campaign watch party. You can take a look here behind me. Supporters have come in all evening today. The atmosphere has started to pick up here recently with excitement. People are kind of stirring around, waiting for Lieutenant Governor Pamela Evette to come out on stage and speak here tonight. We spoke to several people and I asked them what they want from the next governor, and they said they were just really excited to be able to see someone usher in a new era here in South Carolina and really go after what their campaign themes were. Again, Lieutenant Governor Pamela Evette talking a lot about economic growth, about tax reform, government efficiency, and she is in alignment with President Trump. Of course, he did endorse her here in South Carolina for the next governor, and also Governor Henry McMaster giving her that endorsement. We are expecting him to come here tonight as well. But again, we're waiting for Lieutenant Governor Pamela Evette to take the stage here tonight and talk about what that means for her. And we are excited and we'll be following it closely tonight. Reporting in Greenville, I'm Kelsey O'Donnell.
And of course, Attorney General Alan Wilson also advances to the Republican primary runoff, rallying his supporters tonight not to let momentum die in the next 2 weeks.
We will win this race. There is energy, there is momentum, and we're going to bring the heat. But I need you. This is the job interview. I'm asking you to hire me to be your next governor. Thank you for giving me this opportunity. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I need you to get to work. We got to get home, get a good night's sleep, because it's going to be a long 2 weeks. But 2 weeks from tonight, we're going to be celebrating a victory and a pathway to the next governor of South Carolina. That is me, Alan Wilson. I will fight for you.
Meanwhile, closer to home, Congresswoman Nancy Mace conceded the governor's race tonight on Daniel Island. Results showed Mace received around 12% of the vote. News 2's Emma Charles was at that election watch party. Joins us live now with the latest there. Emma?
Good evening, Brendan. Congresswoman Mace said tonight, although she will not be the next governor of South Carolina, she will never stop fighting for survivors. Congresswoman Mace ran a campaign to restore law and order, implement a 5-year plan to end the state income tax, protect women and children, improve education statewide, and completely overhaul the South Carolina judicial system. In her concession speech, Mace said this was a fight between good and evil. She spoke about how she voted to release the Epstein files and lost support for that decision, but does not regret standing up against the Epstein cover-up. The Congresswoman gave up her seat in the House to run in the governor's race. Tonight, she said her plan was always to only serve 6 years, as she believes in term limits, but she says she will never stop fighting for South Carolina, but that work will continue as a private citizen.
It's the end of the fight, but it's the end of the chapter. When I ran for Congress, I said I believed in term limits and I would only serve 6 years. Well, my time is up at the end of this year. I will forever be grateful for the opportunity to serve my fellow countrymen and to serve the greatest state in the nation, South Carolina.
She also endorsed her former adversary, Alan Wilson, to be the next governor of South Carolina. She said that they buried the hatchet, and she believes he is the best candidate to bring law and order. On Daniel Island, I'm Emma Charles. Count on 2.
Lowcountry businessman Ron Reddy failing to make the cut for a runoff, conceding just about an hour ago. News 2's Hannah Baker joins us live from Mount Pleasant, where the watch party has been underway all night. Give us an idea of what he has said tonight in response.
Carolyn, I've spent the night inside the campaign's war room just behind me, where supporters were closely monitoring election results. Reddy spent majority of the night at his home on Isle of Palms and arrived at the watch party just after 9 p.m. to acknowledge he will not be advancing to the runoff. The political outsider built his campaign around the idea of the low country, shrinking government, reducing spending, and returning more power to South Carolinians. His campaign also gained attention in its final days yesterday after he spoke out against personal attacks targeting his background as a naturalized U.S. citizen, urging voters to focus on policy instead. Despite failing to advance to the runoff, Reddy says he feels his campaign put up a good fight, and he hopes his message resonated with voters.
At the end of the day, God decides what plans God has for you. So for me, it's easy to reconcile to that. But there are a lot of people who are suffering with the family courts, with the agencies, with the weaponization of government. I certainly hope that Alan or Pamela, whoever ends up representing them, will listen to these folk and decide that at the end of the day, we kneel to God, not government. That's the founding principles of this country, and we've strayed from it.
Reddy did not endorse any candidate in the runoff. Live in Mount Pleasant, I'm Hannah Baker. Count on 2.
And we are also keeping an eye on Representative Ralph Norman's watch party. Andy Weber has more from Rock Hill.
Ralph Norman did not concede during his remarks earlier this evening. He said all numbers seemed to show that he would come up short against Lieutenant Governor Pamela Evette and Attorney General Alan Wilson.
The odds on this working out may not work out, but our message was we wanted to make South Carolina the best that it could be. We wanted to make South Carolina more conservative, and we wanted to help South Carolina with the influx of everybody coming in, just the shining state on the hill.
Norman, a 5-term congressman, will serve out the rest of his current term, set to expire in January of next year. He is not said yet if he has interest in running for other elected office. Norman did finish in a distant third this evening, but performed well in counties he represents in Congress like York and Chester counties. Because of that, odds are both Evette and Wilson will want his endorsement for this runoff set later this month. Reporting in Rock Hill, I'm Andy Weber.
In the race for South Carolina governor, preliminary results project State Representative Jermaine Johnson to win the Democratic primary election with more than 58% of the vote over candidates Mullins McLeod and Billy Webster. Gubernatorial Democratic candidate Billy Webster also held a watch party tonight. He conceded, congratulating Jermaine Johnson.
Not the outcome I wanted, but first things first. I just called Dr. Johnson to congratulate him. I think he was in the middle of giving a speech, so I left him a voicemail. He ran a good race, and the people of South Carolina responded to it. But the issues I care about still go forward. Medicaid expansion, improving our schools, conservation infrastructure, and especially the affordability crisis that's facing all South Carolinians.
Webster served on President Clinton's staff at the White House as the Director of Scheduling and Advance.